Welcome back to my show, Aristotle's Talking 10 on Tuesdays, where I will be discussing things relating to real estate, which I hope it can benefit you based on my over 16 years of experience as an investor and as a realtor as well, licensed realtor. And also, I could share some information with you guys with regards to my previous clients, how they were when it comes to their ownership of a home or a land when it comes to location. So you can learn something from that. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys my top 3 tips with regards to what to look for in a location when you are purchasing a home or a land or a condominium. So my tip number 1, when it comes to location, it is important to look at where are the public transportation located. Okay. It is important because it does bring out the value, and the closer you are to the public transportation, the most likely the resale value will be a lot higher than the ones that are not close to the public transportation. So it could be the public bus, or it could be also the closest area to the highway. Okay, whether you're living in the city or the suburb, it is important to look when you're looking for a property, whether it's an investment or your principal home. It's good to look at how far they are from transportation, whether it's public transportation or whether it's close to the highway. It's important to see that because any property, if you were to buy, for example, in Toronto, and a lot of people, I would say, that lives in Toronto, most likely, they save money by not driving. So the first thing they will look at if you're looking for a condominium, I would say it's important to look for ones that are close to the TTC, the subway station, which is the public transportation. Okay, I would say a lot of my buyer clients that were looking around, that lived in the city, were looking for something similar to that. So most likely, if you were to purchase a home as an investment or to own, look for a property that's close to transportation, because most likely you'll have more buyers making an offer to it once you sell the property, which brings up the value in the marketplace. Okay, when it comes to the suburb, if it's not close to transportation, most likely a lot of people in the suburb do drive, and I do believe that because I have clients who used to live in the city, decided to move farther down, like 40 minutes away from the city, to enjoy a more, lavish lifestyle, more larger homes out there, more privacy as well. So what they do is they purchase a home in 45 minutes away, whether it's in Kleinburg, even in actually Milton, those areas out of GTA. Basically, if you want to purchase one, it's important to purchase one that's close to the highway, so it's easier access. It's faster transportation, it's more convenient for you. And again, that's what do buyers look for, okay, when it comes to purchasing a home. So it does bring up the value. Okay, don't just look just because a property looks beautiful if it's in the wrong location, which in my experience have happened with some of my old investors that I had met, asking me to sell their home when it's in the middle of nowhere. Really, the value won't go up as much. Yeah, you bought it for cheaper, but when people are looking at it, it's not close to everything else. So it's not close to the transportation, public transportation. It's not close to the highway. So it does not bring the value in the marketplace. So it's important to look for the right location. Okay, that's my tip number 1. My tip number 2 would be look for a location that is close to all amenities. I know it's common sense, and I have heard that story, but it's if you want to bring up the value, aside from being close to the highway or close to the public transportation, whether it's city or the suburb, it makes the property more valuable when it's closer to places that are close to amenities. When I say by amenities, like close to the school, close to the park, close to the convenience store. Now, if you're buying in a suburb and there's pre-construction going on in the area, make sure to buy the property that is closer by to the commercial zoning, where they will be building the new convenience store or the new no frills in the area, grocery store. because it will bring up the value in the marketplace for that property. When it comes to the city, again, you want to ensure that it's the one that's in front of the convenience store, or close to the park or the library. And again, this will all bring up the value of your investment. Okay, so that's my tip number 2. Tip number 3: when you're buying, whether in the city or in the suburb, make sure it's close to areas where you may see development happening. After all those 2 points already in, which is the location, okay, of the highway, the public transportation, if you can make it closer, if you make it possible, the amenities, and aside from that, ensure that you are somewhat close to the development that's currently going to be the development, in terms of like the area where you could foresee, okay, that something will happen there in the near future. I'll give you an example, okay? Back in 1990s, my dad purchased a home, it's a principal home, and also as an investment in Mississauga. It was in the Britannia area. When we purchased it, it was just with a pre-construction built, and some of the areas there were just land, okay? It was farm. We don't know who owned them, but 30 years down the road, I look back, I drive in that area, it's full of townhouses, full of houses, very well developed now. So what I'm trying to say is, if you purchase a property in the suburb where it's closer to places where there may be development, the value of your home will also go up. And that's why I would recommend it. And this also happens in the city. Right now, I live in an area in this near the St. Clair West Village. And in that area, they call it the Junction area. It's a meat packer area back in the days, right? But 20 years down the road, what happened? They started developing, houses all around the area, commercial real estate in the area. So it brought up the value of the whole entire area, whole entire market. Okay, so it's important to know that when you're purchasing a home as well, to look for property that that the government will allow the full development in the area. For example, in the old Western area, which is a minute away from where I'm currently living, a lot of those old warehouses, they actually brought it down now. I guess they were purchased by certain developers, and now they're building condominiums in St. Clair Street, the St. Clair, left and right. Okay, a few blocks from here, there's a bunch of condominiums being developed. So what does that do to my own investment? It brings up the value, because condominiums and pre-construction brings up the value of a resale home. Okay, because they're not cheap. You buy a VIP, yes, they are cheap at the time because they're but as the years goes by, eventually everything goes up in value, right? So that's my tip number 3. Ensure that when you buy a property, whether it's in the city or it's in the suburb, make sure that development will happen within that area as well, because that will bring up the value of your property, your investment. Okay, so that's my top 3 tips for the day. Enjoy the summer, enjoy the sunny day, and happy Canada Day. Okay, so tomorrow, it's Canada Day tomorrow, I believe. It's the 1st of July. Enjoy and stay safe. Keep your distance. Take care.